Hey guys, welcome to JazzedTutorials, and today I'm going to show you a very awesome sort of photo manipulation. So I was inspired to make this tutorial by this lovely stock photo of this paint can. I happened to come across it while I was searching for something completely different on Google, and so that's why I swapped ideas for this week's video to this video. So yeah, we're going to take these lovely paint cans and turn them into something extremely cool. So you're going to want to paste on your, so open a document, make it a white document, that is, because you need white for this tutorial to make it look awesome. And then in the description box below will be provided this lovely stock photo. So open up your paint can stock photo, paste it onto your lovely document. Alright, now, as you'll note, there is some paint splatter around the rims of these paint cans, which is also the next inspired layer for this tutorial. So there's also this paint splatter stock photo that I found as well, that I've morphed into this photo. Now, I like it like that, but I need to really make it enhanced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to take that lovely layer, and not that layer, this layer, and I'm going to decorate this lovely layer. Now, in order to create the final effect for this lovely photo, I need to then duplicate this layer 5 more times so that I have 5 different layers of the same exact photo. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to use the eraser brush, and I'm going to have one particular splash for each individual paint can. Now, you could possibly use the elliptical marquee tool and just select portions you want to use and then so forth. But I just found it easier, in my opinion, to go this route. But if you know of a faster way to go, then do it. So just take portions of this splatter and put one for each paint can that you like. And once you've done so, then the fun part begins, colorizing your splatter. So to colorize your lovely splatter for each additional paint can, you're going to want to go to Image and Adjustments, and you're going to select Hue and Saturation. Now you want to immediately select Colorize, because that's essentially what you're doing. So by colorizing it, you can then individually colorize that one layer. So each layer can be colorized to suit the color of the paint can. Just to showcase that, I'll use this blue color here. I'm going to adjust the saturation probably to around that, since the first color of paint is around that color. Adjust the lightness a bit so it's a little bit bright so it matches sort of. As long as it's along the same color, it's fine. It doesn't be exactly, but close enough. So then you'd click OK, and you'd have your first paint can, and you would continue to do the same exact steps for each additional color. See what I'm saying? Alright. So, by doing that, you should have our next step, which is this here. Let me just move it. Let me just move my paint cans so they're actually where they should be. Now you'll notice how I've also used the soft round eraser brush to blend that in. You can do so as well, depending on what method you chose. And that's what it should look like right there. Now I want to enhance the paint color inside the can, so to do so I'm going to take another new layer above everything we've just done, and this will be my layer 8, and I'm going to make sure my blend mode for that layer is set to hard light, and again selecting colors that go with each color of the paint. Using your eyedropper tool, select the color paint, and then take a soft round eraser brush. I'm using, I think, 65. You could go smaller if you need to, but I think that's a good size. And then just place one dot on each of the paint buckets to give it that glowing neon type effect. Alright, now that's pretty cool and all, I will say, but I wanted to go a step further and add some text to this. You don't really have to. This could be totally where you want to leave it, and you could just be like, hey, it's a really cool, weird, manipulated photo, guys. But I just want to add some text. So I added this lovely text here on the bottom. Of course, I've already rasterized that layer because in order to make your text on the ground like that, you need to have it rasterized. Alright, now how did I get that cool, lovely text effect? I think we did a similar effect like that before, but we may not have, I don't know. So I'll just show you briefly how I got there. And you can also just choose any color you like. I just went with the first color paint bucket tool. I was going to do individually each letter with each color, but that would take up a lot of time. So I didn't do that, but if you'd like to, by all means. So I started off with my Bevel and Emboss settings. I have inner bevel with a smooth technique, and I have 111%. My size is 6 pixels, and my soften is 0. I unchecked use global light for this one because we don't really need it that much. I have a 127 degree angle with a 70 degree altitude. Anti-aliased is checked off in case yours is not. Make sure it is. Our highlight and blend modes, highlight and shadow mode is screen and multiply. The highlight mode should be 100% opacity with white, and your shadow mode should be 0% black. Alright, now we're going to select this contour here. This actually is a custom-made contour. The closest contour that you have in your swatch is this one right here. It's called Gaussian Blur, or just Gaussian. But I went ahead and just out of weirdness, I made this lovely one here. So you can try and replicate that, or you can just go ahead and select Gaussian. It's very similar, so it would look just as cool. And then I went over here to Inner Shadow, and I selected Multiply for the blend mode. Now, the colors are going to be different for you, obviously, because you're going to select a different color than me. I just chose this type of hue, the blue hue, for the first paint can, but you do whatever you want. 85% opacity. Use global light on this one, the 120 degree angle. Distance is 8 pixels, and my choke is 25%, and my size is 16 pixels. Okay, next we have an inner glow setting. Color dodge for the blend mode. 50% opacity, excuse me, I thought I had put 60. And then the yellow color that's standard there, you can just leave that, that's cool. And then my source is the center. Choke is 0, and my size is 3. Next we have satin. And again, your color choice will be different than mine. Choose whatever one you want. With my blend mode set to overlay. And then I have an opacity of 80%, 90 degree angle, 29 pixel distance, and 29 pixel size. This down here you're going to want to select for your contour anti-allies checked off, as well as invert. And you're going to want to select this contour, which is called rolling slope descending. Hold on, it's in here. It's somewhere in here. I don't really know where exactly it's in here, but it is in here. If sometimes your contours aren't going to all be here, just go over here, the gear grinder here, and select contours, and it should load all of your contours in there for you, and you will eventually find that one there. Second to last, I have a color overlay setting with opacity of 100%. Your color overlay will be your color of choice. And lastly, I added a drop shadow with the darker color of what I've chosen. Blend mode set to multiply, 75% opacity. I'm checking global light on this one with a 120 degree angle. Distance is 4, spread 0, size is 7, and that's basically it. I clicked OK, and I got a similar effect like that. And that exactly right there is the tutorial. It couldn't be more simpler than that. So thank you all for watching this kind of randomish tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. I love likers. If you are awesome, also hit like, because that means you're even twice as awesome. And if you want to see more stuff that's awesome, click subscribe. I try and post twice a week, sometimes once. But yeah, that's it, guys. Catch you guys again next week if I can. Alright, bye!